Now we will discuss about what is acid rain, how is it caused, and what are the harmful effects of the acid rain. You must have read about the acid rain in your previous science classes. So acid rain is the rain from the atmosphere that contain the higher than the normal amount of nitric and the sulfuric acid. How do these substances get into the rain? Basically, when a fossil fuel is burned in industries, then that combustion results in the release of oxides of nitrogen and sulfur into the atmosphere. When these oxides are released into the atmosphere, also called as the acidic gases, these gases are carried by the wind, and when these gases dissolve in rainwater, they form acid rain by forming the nitric and the sulfuric acid. Now, when these acid rain comes to the ground, that it causes killing of the plant life, it pollutes the rivers and stream, and it also erodes the stone work. So this means that the major cause of acid rain is the burning of the fossil fuel in different industries. However, the release of oxides of nitrogen and sulfur in the atmosphere is also caused by certain natural disasters like volcanic eruptions, decaying vegetations, but it is mostly caused by the human activity, that is the burning of the fossils fuel. So now we will discuss about the harmful effects of the acid rain. First important harmful effect of acid rain is that it damages trees and kill huge areas of forest. How it damages trees? It basically washes the soil of important nutrients. Like you all know that there are certain nutrients, micro and macronutrients, that are present within the soil and that are required by the plants for it to grow well and to produce fruits. But when these nutrients are washed away from the soil, then the plants cannot grow well, and it also affects the reproduction in the plants. So when acid rain basically washes the soil of important nutrients, and it also releases the aluminium in the soil. And when this happens, it creates difficulty to plants to absorb water. So water is the main, important nutrient for the plant. It is very important for the plant because without water, plants cannot synthesize food. So when they are unable to absorb water, then this means that they are unable to grow well and live effectively. Acid rain also make the tree weak by damaging their parts like leaves and roots. As you know that leaves are responsible for the process of photosynthesis and roots are responsible for the absorption of water from the soil. So when these two main parts of the plants are destroyed or weakened or damaged, then what happens that enough nutrients do not get into the plants and poison them. And when plants get weaker, it has a greater chance of getting diseases, attacked by insect and killed by the cold weather. So this is how an acid rain damages the trees. Another harmful effect of acid rain is that on the aquatic life. As we have read before that the acid rain washes away the aluminium ions from the soil, and that aluminium ions runs into the rivers, lakes and ponds. Similarly, the acid rain also caused the pH of water in rivers, lakes and ponds to be lowered. And because of the high concentration of aluminium ion and because of the lower pH, this condition is toxic to fish and other aquatic life. and because of this they are no longer able to survive and they may be killed. Another harmful effect of acid rain is that it damages buildings and statues. Most of the buildings and statues are made up of limestone. So acids in the acid rain basically reacts with carbonates in the limestone, and when that limestone dissolves, the statue gradually crumbles away. You must have observed the black spots on the old statues, and these black spots are basically because of the fact that the acid rain has dissolved the limestone in those areas of the statues. So that crumbling of the statues with the passage of time is because of the exposure of that statue to the acidic rain. Now we will discuss about the harmful effects of the smoking. When a smoker smokes, then he is at a greater risk of exposure of the oxides of sulfur and the nitrogen. These oxides of sulfur and nitrogen are harmful for our respiratory organs, and because of this fact, that smoker, because of prolonged smoking, is have an increased has an increased risk of suffering from cold, bronchitis, and the asthma. These all diseases are the respiratory disorders. If a smoker smokes for a longer period of time, then it may also cause the lungs cancer. So this shows that these oxides of sulfur and nitrogen are very harmful for the environment as well as the life. These oxides of sulfur and nitrogen are also produced when the fossil fuels are burned, when volcanic activity takes place, or when there is a decaying of vegetation, or when a smoker smokes during the burning of a cigarette. So we must avoid these oxides to a greater extent. This is all for today. We will study about our next topic in tomorrow's lecture. Thank you for being with me.